Welcome to this bite-sized video for the Digital Business Services T-Level, where we'll explore Task 2A for the Data Technician Employer Set Project. The Employer Set Project consists of a series of tasks designed to assess the 5 assessment objectives shown. And this skills assessment is set and marked by NCFE. The Employer Set Project, or ESP, is conducted during a 2-week assessment window, which will be available during the summer and autumn terms. The tasks are designed to replicate the real-life industry experience, and we used employer and industry experts when developing the ESP in order to achieve this. This video will focus on Task 2A, where students start to consider the requirements to complete the project presented in the ESP brief. And this assessment will address Assessment Objectives 2 and Assessment Objectives 3. Task 2A occurs during the first assessment week, and this is scheduled by you, the provider, during the window stipulated by NCFE, which can be found in our key date schedule. And this session is supervised rather than invigilated, lasting 2 hours. And if students have any access arrangements or reasonable adjustments, such as additional time for assessments, then you should apply that internally and increase the task time by the relevant amount. The assessment materials should only be available to students during the scheduled sessions, so do take account of this and ensure you have secure storage areas for students' evidence. Internet access is not permitted for this task, and if a student is absent on the scheduled day of the assessment, then you can rearrange a new session within the first assessment week, but before the student sits Task 2B. In this task, students will be required to produce a document for a team meeting, in which they demonstrate their understanding of the fundamental characteristics of data. In this brief taken from the Summer 2022 series, it's regarding data types, but it could be in relation to another aspect, such as data storage or data sources. 12 marks are available for this task, and students will need to explain what they would need and where to get it from, explain what they would then do, and justify their decisions. The highest band marking descriptors for this planning document is shown on screen, with students getting marks for demonstrating that understanding of the fundamentals of data characteristics. And the focus can vary from one assessment series to another, such as data source or data storage or data types, and students should use some suitable examples in their explanation. Then students should explain what they plan to do with the data, such as the information they're hoping to extract, or any particular analysis or trends or variables they intend to examine, and what information this will provide. What will they glean? What insight will it provide that will help the business aims? And that again is the most important element, ensuring that they have made it linked and relevant to the brief. And practicing with writing frames is one way to help students prepare for this task, with the inclusion of the needs or aims of the business being a good starting point, as this can act as a reminder and ensure that the information students are producing is relevant to the brief. And on screen is an example using the Summer 2022 series. And this can be very quick for students to do, as they can copy and paste directly from the brief, with a subtitle for each piece of information they require, and where they might actually source it from, depending on the brief. In this case, the client wants to launch a new product range, so perhaps internal sales data or customer reviews of their current products might be useful, followed by their intentions for that information. What are they planning to do or look for? So in this example, I might be looking at maybe their top selling products, or at the sales price or manufacturing costs, and qualitative data too, in the form of customer reviews, and I might be interested in feedback that they've given, and how then this information will be useful for the business aims and the insight it can gain and judgments I can make for the client. So in this example, I might be interested in finding out what sales price is best for the new product range, or maybe some popular designs or colors or materials too, as dependent and relevant to the brief. And then with customer feedback, that might help to understand and predict potential likes and dislikes, and that can inform on the design of the new product range. We hope you found this useful and have a better understanding of Task 2A. And do see our other bite-sized videos that form part of this Employer Set project series. Thank you.